Greetings fellow humans, I'm Martian Boo, and today's pocket video is on Weezing Wigglytuff. This is another deck people are trying in order to get a partner for Weezing. Weezing is a really strong Pokemon, a stage 1 with a 1 energy attack, 110 health, and the ability to poison the defending Pokemon while it's active. It's really strong, especially into the Mewtwo EX Gardevoir deck. One of the big things that's holding it back is the other dark Pokemon aren't very good. They're either too fragile or their attacks aren't very impactful or they're slow. So Weezing gets paired with Alakazam a lot, which can be awkward because Alakazam requires a Psychic Energy. So sometimes you'll get a Psychic when you need a Dark for Weezing, or you'll get a Dark when you need a Psychic for Alakazam. While Wigglytuff EX doesn't deal as much damage as Alakazam does, it requires colorless energy, so you don't have to put anything other than Dark into your energy zone. With 140 HP, it survives most attacks, and Sleepy Song allows you to potentially put the defending Pokemon to sleep in order to deal with Pokemon that would otherwise knock it out. Just by the nature of being a stage 1 and not disrupting the energy zone, I feel like this deck might be slightly better than Weezing Alakazam, and I had a lot of fun playing it. I hope you enjoy the games, and thank you so much for watching. Would it be more enjoyable to have an EX-less meta, or would it be too slow? No, it'd be way better. No, the only time two prize Pokemon have ever been done well was Ruby Sapphire era. It has been done well exactly one time, and ever since Black and White forward, they've put the disparity of 2 prize Pokemon versus 1 prize Pokemon, like the stats on them is too far apart. You know, like they just can't coexist together. So yeah, it would definitely be better if they weren't doing it. Like the gameplay is more interesting, especially like in this. It's only 3 points, right? It's not that bad. But like the thing is, the 2 prize Pokemon sell better, right? Like pulling an ultra rare in a collector's pack is so much more exciting than pulling a regular thing. So and you know, kids like that too, right? The kids don't really care what's competitive, they just pull something fancy. They're like, ooh! You know, it makes you chase packs better. So even though it's bad for the actual card game, it's good for that type of thing. Man, I loved running you know, having to take 6 prizes, like 6 knockouts. So good. Oh my god, actual full games of Pokemon. I miss those days. Should I Sabrina this Bulbasaur? I guess not. Shmooby coming in with the 41 months. Just got my monthly dues of pre-rolls. Time to pay the piper. Thank you so much for the 41 months, Shmooby. I really appreciate it. I read in the actual TCG, none GX are mostly bad because there's too much back row disruption, like stage 3s. Some people like the GX. I don't. Like, the GX was better than some metas, and I prefer it definitely to Vs and current EXs in paper TCG. So like, I don't like super fault people for, I don't, like, people like what they like, right? But in my opinion, it hasn't been done well since Ruby Sapphire. Tag teams were the worst thing for the game. Like, it was so, they're meant to shorten the game down, right? Like, you know, it's meant to be for short attention spans, I guess. Like, that's the advantage of it. Should I? Oh no, I can potion to play around Tails at least, right? So we can do this. Ooh, we got Weezing too. Neat. And potion now plays around heads as well, so I'll do it. I remember, so what I really liked about the GX era was the Zapdos Ultra Beast deck, because it didn't run any, well, it ran 1/2 prizer as like a sneaky finisher, but the Tapu Koko GX. But it would otherwise try to, you know, like, what I really loved about it is it was one of the few decks that tried to knock things out in multiple hits. You know, like, that's what I miss about old Pokemon TCG probably the most, is like there was a time not too long ago when in most games, Pokemon would take more than one hit to knock out. And so you could like heal them, retreat them, stuff like that. These days, every deck is built around a one-hit knockout. Like, you're either knocking something out on your first turn of attacking, or you're falling behind. So, I don't love that. I really don't. So this is going to be 50 coming back to my turn. Giovanni does not change anything. A potion would be nice, right? Because then we could get a Tails and not lose our Weezing. I kind of wonder if they would ever make a physical version of Pocket, like how we had speed duels for Duel Links. A physical version of Pocket, what does that mean? I noticed I told my friend more reluctant to play Pokemon TCG because everything was so one-shotty. Yeah, it's lame. It's definitely, I think it's definitely worse off for things, you know, generally knocking things out in one hit. Garbodor makes the format healthier. Can't say I agree. Garbodor was like, it sits on the bench, right? And then as long as it has a tool attached to it, your opponent can't use any abilities. So it just sits there on the bench, turning off abilities permanently. So like, I think that's just a step down from Vileplume as far as how annoying it is. Like, Vileplume sits on the bench and turns off items, period. And that's just the cringiest thing ever. That sucks. That card sucks. Every time they brought it back, like, the only time I liked it was with Dark Vileplume when they did it initially, and I was too young to really care about, you know, what I was facing. I just really appreciated being able to turn off all my opponent's stuff. So, like, I really enjoyed Dark Vileplume because I was young enough to enjoy it, but they've brought it back twice since then, and it's been cringe every time. Like, the format ruining. So much stuff could have existed in the final stages of Diamond and Pearl if stupid Vileplume hadn't been the second most viable deck. It was like Lux Chomp, which was beatable, but like so much stuff couldn't be played because the other good deck was a deck that turned off your items. So like your options within a meta were so much less. So that's like my least favorite thing. But the Garbodor, at least, you know, you could tool scrapper the tool off, whatever. But still. I love this deck, but I can't pull Weezing. I'm 3 Full Art Wiggly and 0 Weezing. Ugh, brutal. Pocket rule set and its own legalities. Oh, do we think that they would print paper cards for this? I think probably not. Like, if they do that, I think it'll be as like a novelty item. Pocket feels like a deliberate return to zero. I don't think it's a return to zero. I don't think it's a return to zero at all, frankly. I think a lot of power creep. It's a little consolidated, but it's very reminiscent of like paper TCG. You have a few decks like Mewtwo and Charizard that like just, if they get set up, they're one-shotting everything and there's nothing you can do about it. And then you have like Pikachu and Articuno, which are just so fast. Like, they're too fast for anything slow and build-up-y to reliably get momentum against them. You guys are going to see it more when we get ranked. Like, the stuff that's the best in this deck are way ahead of the stuff that's the best in this game are way ahead of the pack. You have like a little bit of room to try and counter a little bit, but like, it is not a set to zero. This is like a little bit turned down from current paper TCG, but not that much. Well, I guess I should retreat, right? Oh, my opponent just conceded. Did I have 1 point or 2 points? I knocked out an EX, right? An Executory X. Yeah, I had 2 points. Never mind. Greninja not good enough, even though we have so much stall tools at the moment. Do we have so much stall tools at the moment? I don't think we have that many. But like exactly Sabrina. Why is Weezing good versus the Mewtwo deck? Because the Mewtwo deck is weak to dark. Weezing does a lot of damage really fast. Hope this is a coughing. Unlucky. I don't want to get red carded. I don't know. Good. Alright. So if this Ralt stays active, it's dead. Mewtwo decks don't like to retreat either, so the poison does matter. Word. Oh, they did red card me. Unlucky. Good thing I played the Jigglypuff. Give me Weezing. No. Well, at least we have stuff. I also find it funny that people who used to play paper said they hated coin flip cards, and like half the cards in Pocket are coin flip cards. I do think that the fast-paced, oh, thank goodness. All right, we're on track, chat. The fast-paced nature of Pocket is much more suited to heavy flips than the paper TCG is. Also, the coin flip cards really only they really only seem really bad. The really bad is actually the consistent card. You know, the Pikachu EX deck, that's the worst one. That's not very flip heavy. It just like really stands out when you get wrecked by a coin flip. Oh no. Alright, that Wigglytuff is gonna be active for a minute. That's my opinion. Top decking my X speed would be nice. Town player Martian Boo strikes again. How do you play Pocket on your computer? I'm using an application, Let's View, to put my iPad, to share my iPad screen with my PC. And I'm using a Bluetooth mouse to go with my iPad. It's not lucky if you call the card. So true. So true. Alright, here's Jigglypuff. Oh my goodness. More Mewtwo. Alright, no coughing, which is a bit of a disaster for me, honestly. I love the name of moves like Gentle Slap and Smack. It's such a play fighty name. Yeah, true. True. Pokeballs. Oh, that's a good red card, actually. Good for me. I get rid of the Wigglytuff, but I didn't need that yet. I needed coughing. Oh, I didn't get it. Too bad. I face a lot of Mewtwo, which sucks when you're a one-hit deck that has 140 damage cap because I don't have Charizard. Yeah, it's unlucky. Unlucky. Oh, hey, Coughing, finally. I don't have the thing anymore, though. X speed. Not the Ram! Ah, we're getting smacked. If we top deck Weezing, I will be so pleased. You guys don't even know. Oh, it's almost a Weezing. It's Weezing if you squint a little bit. I think probably not going to waste potion on this Jigglypuff. My 5-year-old just discovered Pokemon cards. Reading is very limited. Does this have a single player where he can just mess around a bit? Oh, absolutely, yeah. There's a whole, like, single player section with lots of goodies in it. Yeah. Interesting. Even if they Gardevoir this turn... Okay, no. Gardevoiring that turn is probably not great for... Like, if they didn't have Gardevoir, leaving that up was bad. Yeah. I am not loving the lack of Weezing going on right now. 10 cards. I think I've done one research, right? Yeah. Ugh. There's a Pokeball in there somewhere. Do you know at all if the solo energy refills will carry over to the next event? Almost certainly not. I think they're event specific. Alright, well, I guess I'm gonna poison this thing, and I'm gonna potion it to play around Giovanni. And Weezing is such a nutty Pokemon, and it's so good. So it's still poisons. We can send up the other Coughing to finish it off a little bit, I guess. Because we have Giovanni, alright, not anymore. So now ideally we would get Weezing. Or... do I ever send up the... Wait, what? Oh, because they didn't have... they didn't have... Gardevoir yet. So, that's cool. Alright. So, might send up... Well, I don't know. Depends on what they do. Certainly they don't just leave the Mewtwo up, do they? I think they probably could. I don't know what I'm doing. Interesting. I don't know what they wanted to do there. Weezing would be nice here. Coughing alone isn't that bad, right? Because it has 7 HP, they need a Giovanni to knock it out. Oops. Go ahead and evolve that. And attach this, because why not? Am I playing the tournament today? Is there a tournament today? I'm not. This is the first time hearing of it. If they retreat for Mewtwo and smack me, or side Scrumbus, I think the tournament is a new ranked event. I assume that's not what they mean, but if that is what they mean, then yes, I am playing in it. I'm playing in the event that has vague... Well, I intended to. Actually, now that I think about it, I don't know that I queued that. I might have queued actual regular play. Wasn't fully paying attention. But yeah, we can just Sabrina our way to the victory next turn. Send forth your bench Pokemon. This actually seems like a great partner for Weezing. I wasn't expecting it to be as good or better than Alakazam, but it might be. Just like being a stage 1 matters so much. Like not having to find a stage 2. And, you know, getting to run only Dark Energy as opposed to having to run Dark and Psychic Energy. Yeah. Well, Wiggly might actually be the better partner. Oh, thanks, Caroline. Wow. What are other Pokemon that are good but can't shine at the moment due to being slow or similar? I think Venusaur and Blastoise are both good, but they need a way to get energy onto them reliably. You know, Misty gets energy onto Blastoise, but it doesn't do it reliably. So for like them to be stars, I think that's what you'd need. Alright, my opponent has gone the Petlil route, which means if we can knock out this Petlil really fast, they're gonna get wrecked. What else? And stage 2 Pokemon generally, I think, could be a lot better. Like, Alakazam is really strong. I think a lot of people think Charizard is better than it is, because when you do get out of Charizard, you just sweep, but I think it really suffers from not having reliable access to its evolutions in the right order. But yeah, like Alakazam, Gengar. Gengar is probably really good. If you could have better, like, that's another one I guess that would really benefit from Rare Candy, right? Because then you could go first and Rare Candy Gengar shut off supporters right away, and then if you had some way to, like, I guess there's Gardevoir, so they have reliable energy acceleration in Psychic already. You just need to be able to get out multiple stage 2s. So like once there's more draw and there's more evolution tutors in the game, yeah, we could see Gengar Gardevoir be a thing. I think Gengar EX is probably more heavily reliant on Rare Candy than it is general evolution tutoring, because shutting off supporters on turn 3 I think is probably a little bit slow. Do we just sweep? Will we get a Wigglytuff here, by the way? Didn't get a Wigglytuff. Disaster. It's an actual disaster, chat. You literally hate to see it. My opponent can't Sabrina and Giovanni me this turn, so I'm not going to worry about benching anything. Melmetal is pretty good. Yeah, that's another one that I think Energy Acceleration would be good with. So how much is this attack? Is 120? I think that is probably just going to suffer against Mewtwo. Maybe if there's some kind of tool that prevents damage that you could run on that thing to like double dip on, isn't it? It's crazy. 2 Wigglytuff and 2 Weezing trapped at the bottom. Okay, I'm gonna do this. And again, I think I'm probably safe enough from Sabrina that I don't want to do it. It's slow to get going, yeah. So it needs more energy or acceleration, and I think it needs a way to not get one shot by like Mewtwo's and stuff. How do you think they'll do special energy? I don't know that they will, because if you like, if you put energy in the deck, right, that's just kind of like cheating. Like if they had a colorless energy that you could draw and attach in addition to your regular energy for the turn, that's already just really strong. Like just being able to attach another energy. If we top deck a Weezing here, I'm uninstalling every game I've ever played. Great. I didn't realize there was actually a card in my deck that was worse than Weezing. I guess they're about equal at this point. Wow. But it doesn't matter, right? I guess I try to reserve the health on my one that's kind of powered up. So I don't know that did anything. Doesn't matter. I think most of what just happened is I opened myself up to a Sabrina liability in a second. But like, this is why evolution, like especially stage 2 evolution decks suck. Like there's no reliable way to get them. How about spore cards that transform your energy? That's what I want. I want an item that changes the energy that's available in your energy zone to the other energy if there is another one. Hey, Weezing. Wow, I can't believe how scuffed this game was, chat. This is actually just ridiculous. I mean, I could spend both potions on that bench Jigglypuff and then it survives with Sabrina, but like, they have the Sabrina, I'm over it. It'd be really funny if we like won. Like we top deck a Misty and then we just win. Or not a Misty, a Wigglytuff. Thank you, finally. Alright, my plan is for them not to have a Sabrina, and then for me to Sabrina around this 100 HP Lilligant 2 turns in a row and then just win. That's my plan. Opponent literally doesn't know what Sabrina is. That's my opinion. Do you think coin flippy units is healthy for this game? I.e. Misty, Marowak, etc, etc. I don't know about healthy, but I think they make for exciting moments, and that's why they always like to add stuff like that. So I was talking, like, I'm a little hesitant to go into it because I was actually talking about it a bit earlier. I think that the coin flippy, there's a lot you can do to play around the randomness, right? You can mitigate chance, and there's a bit of fun to that. So it's not like it's a strict negative in that regard, but also having those exciting moments where you get out a bunch of energy with Misty or get double heads on Marowak, you know, those are really fun, especially as a streamer. You know, like, I value having those moments to be able to put in videos, whether they happen by me or happen to me. They both have like value. So I do think that they make the game more exciting, at least, you know, sometimes. But yeah. Am I a Hearthstone designer? Are you saying because my philosophies line up with some of their cards? I wish I was a Hearthstone designer. That would rock. Hearthstone takes it to the extreme. The flippiness in this game is so much more than Hearthstone. I have no art on my walls in my apartment. Not sure if I should out myself as Pokemon nerd, but I would 100% hang that up. Are you afraid that people will look down on you for liking Pokemon? I think it's so silly. Like, I don't think about it much anymore. You know, like I every once in a while it comes up and I'm like, oh my goodness, remember middle school when people would make fun of you for liking something? There was this one time I used to live with two of my friends, and it was a 2-room apartment, so I slept in the living room. So one of my friends and his girlfriend at the time, they came home kind of late. I think it was, I don't remember exactly how late, but it was kind of late. And they came in, and it was the first time that the lady had ever been to the apartment, I guess, because they're covering, we had this wall that was really scuffed. So Bonsly's my favorite Pokemon, and my dad actually got me from a regionals when they were retiring a bunch of the ceiling. They have these giant banners for Pokemon that hang from the ceilings, and my dad got me the Bonsly one that had been hanging at regionals for a long time, so that was really cool. So I have that, and we had a really scuffed wall that we wanted covered, so we hung my Bonsly up there. We had this giant Bonsly covering a really like gross looking wall, and you know, you can see it when you walk in. And they walked in, and I guess she thought I was asleep, and she was like, what's this? And he said it's a Pokemon, and she's like, but that's not yours, right? And like, it's very judgy. Very judgy. That relationship didn't last long, because like my buddy is also a big nerd. I don't think that played into it, but their personalities didn't mesh very well. People who would judge you for that are not worth your time. Yeah, I just think it's a little unfortunate, but Ominous Bonsly. It would be sick to have it up. We tried to hang it up once here, but it was heavy enough that it pulled down the things that we were using to hang it up. That wall is just sitting there blank. Could have a giant Bonsly on it. Yeah, so like I can understand like judging people a little bit when they're into something that's like demeaning to a group, or well, what I'm thinking of is demeaning to women, but you know, to any group. Demeaning to a group, or you know, inappropriate, like some things can be. Like I can understand judging people for that type of stuff, but like if someone just likes a hobby, who cares? Like, I don't know. Pokemon's cute. Pokemon's funny. Pokemon's, you know, if you don't think about it, Pokemon's wholesome. So nothing to judge in my opinion. Just a waste of like, it's a waste of I don't know, time. I think my plan is to Koga this Weezing in a second. Hopefully I don't sprint around it. If a pro footballer can give an interview on a Pokemon, I should be able to like it. You know what's funny is like people call, if you know too much about something like Pokemon, people will call you a nerd, but like, have you heard people talk about sports? Have you turned like the way people analyze players and stuff, and players and plays in sports? Have you heard them talk about it? They're nerds. They're like some of the most unabashed, Like full-on nerds in the entire universe are people who are into sports, right? Coming in here judging people for how much they like, you know, knowing more than 2 Pokemon names. Come on, come on. You know 4,000 player names and how much like points they've earned over their lifetime and stuff like that. Get out of town. Do you have any Wonder Pick cards that are in a different language? I don't know. I haven't really been paying too much attention to it. You found an art site with the Gyarados prints. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, you can link it. It's funny, one time in college I was waiting for my next class and was playing Pokemon Black in my 3DS, and 3 dudes passed near me and went, "What are you playing, Pokemon? Are you a baby?" And I went, "Yep, problems." Sometime later one of the dudes came up to me and went, "Yeah, I also love Pokemon, can we play together?" Nice, very good. They never have Giovanni, they never have Misty, they just lose. I play fantasy football and a big 49er fan, can confirm sports nerds are huge nerds. They're like unlike some of the biggest nerds in existence. And I don't think there's a problem with that. I just think it's really funny that, like, you know, people who are jocks and think that you should like really care about like sports is okay to like full on nosedive into as far as like stats and stuff, but if you direct that at a different thing, you're cringe. You see that a lot less these days, you know, like that's why it stands out so much. When I was a kid, that was all over the place, but like where our generation has grown up with things like Pokemon now, so we're all like a lot more accepting than some of us used to be. But like every once in a while it pops up. Every once in a while it pops up. And you're like, wow, 2024, still judging someone for playing Pokemon. Cringe.